Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning. Tobago's top steel bands go head to head in the ultimate showcase of rhythm, passion and power, and this is from Tobago. And guess who's here with us this morning? Yes, the president of Tobago herself, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey-Moore. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to Tobago Update Stars, I must say.
Yes.
You know, seeing you every morning is such a pleasure, and I am really happy to be here.
And of course, we are happy to have you here with us this morning to talk all things Carnival, all things Pan. No better person to have this conversation with this morning. And, you know, I was listening to the ad for the Pan Omega, and it says the last Carnival in the world.
That's right.
So let's talk about it. Let's get straight into it. Let's get into Tobago's involvement in Tobago Carnival and what we can look forward to as we display our national instrument during that period.
All right, so it's Pan Omega. It's a happy time again for Panorama around the world. As you know, we have several panoramas throughout the Caribbean and also in the international space. And for Pan Omega, which is the last panorama of the year, all right, and so it's an exciting time for all pan lovers around the world to come and enjoy the last bit of pan before we get into the alpha, which is the Trinidad Panorama. So we start Trinidad and Tobago National Panorama. So we start the panorama and we are going to end the panorama in the Tobago space. And I think that is something in itself, not only, you know, for the bands, but also for the island, because you also look at Panorama as a festival. Panorama does not just start on the stage. It starts in the communities, that preparation. So it's all about the socio-economic factors of the entire festival. And I tell you, I can't wait to see what this weekend will look like, knowing that it is Pan Omega, which is the Saturday, and then Blue Food. You know, because a number of my colleagues and friends from the Trinidad space will be coming to Tobago for the panorama. And trust me, I've already arranged maxi taxi. I told them, you all are not going back the next day because there's Blue Food.
That's right, that's right. So the island is buzzing with activities for that weekend. So, I mean, boasting to be the last panorama for the year, and as you mentioned, I didn't even realize that we start the panorama season and we end it Trinidad and Tobago. That is Pan is our thing anyway, so we could lay claim to that. You know, what are some of the things that excite you about the last panorama being here on the island of Tobago, and how are all the bands going to be incorporated in actually executing the vision?
All right, so the Tobago House of Assembly Panchams, you know, we normally have that in February, March, whenever there is Carnival. But what this has done is to allow Tobago to carve out its own taste in terms of panorama. So it is going to be a massive street festival. You just can imagine those bands lining up from Lower Milford Road, performing, because you know in Trinidad they said that the best, it is said that the best performance is on the drag. And you know the drag is where you have more people on the drag than in the savannah itself. 20, 30,000 persons on the drag, because you're so up close with the bands and enjoying that energy and that passion. So Milford Road will definitely come alive with all the bands. And from there, now we are trying it in the Market Square space for the very first time. And so we are hoping that, you know, the logistics and everything, that it really, really enhances the product. And so that in itself for me is what I think will be the energy that will come, because, you know, Pan and the man and the people around it. So it's not going to be like in the grandstand, Queen's Park Savannah, where we are there and you are there. So that space between is going to be up close and center. So we're going to feel the energy, we're going to feel the love from the performances.
I know Mrs. Ramsey-Moore, you stated that there was the THA Pan Champs in February. Is the Pan Omega a shifting of the Pan Champs to the Tobago Carnival, or does the Pan Champs still exist separately?
No, it's not separated. We would have had the negotiations. As a matter of fact, I must say that we were called to a meeting by Secretary for Tourism and Culture, Tashia, Boris, and Niall George, her assistant. And so they would have requested and they would have asked for us to move the Panchams into the October Carnival space closer. So, you know, it's a forerunner, liven up the place, getting it ready for, because take for example, like in St. Lucia, Lucian Carnival, I love St. Lucia Carnival. St. Lucia Carnival starts with one weekend. You have Panorama, and then you have the Calypso, and then you have the Soca. So that's one weekend, and the following weekend then is where you move into the parades and so on the street. So it's a total build-up in the parade. And so when that was put to us, immediately we went back to the Tobago region, I should say, because the discussion, I am the president, I am from Tobago, so I provide that kind of support to the Tobago region, as all the regions, because you know we have several regions. And because this is a bit different, we want to make it an international event as it grows. It called for much more dialogue. And so when the idea was brought to us, the regional leaders went back to their member bands since last year, October, I must say, and they had the discussion. And one of the things that was said to the bands is that, listen, you can use your same Panorama tune, so it does not be an additional cost in terms of the arranger. And by using your Panorama tune, what that would have happened, your state side could have just had the music, because Captain Jama's My Band is going with its Panorama tune. And so the state side knew it, so it's just about teaching the additional players who would have forgotten some of the notes and so on. So that will not really be an additional cost to the band. And so the members agreed, and in the follow-up discussions with the Tobago House of Assembly, we said, listen, now there are advantages and disadvantages. So because you have to mobilize again, then we will need additional prizes.
Yes.
And what it is going to do for the Tobago bands, it is going to help them to prepare, because as you know, in Tobago, corporate Tobago funding is very difficult. So, you know, Panorama starts in November, right?
Yes.
So this event now will assist the Tobago bands in generating additional revenue to get themselves organized to take on the bigger battle, November, December, January, February.
So I know that you're trying to include all bands in Tobago in the Panorama. Is it that you're going to create categories of competition, or is it going to be a general category, as in the Panchaps? So
we tried it this year for the first. The region has tried it this year for the first time in terms of Pan Omega. So yes, there will be categories. So the single pan bands will perform in the pre-show, and then the small category, and then the large category. All right, so those medium and large bands will fall in the large category, and then the small bands, because you know Tobago has about 8 or 9 small bands, yes, and they all do well in the national competition. So I think I really am excited about Saturday. I am asking Tobagonians to come out and support your bands. A number of Trinidadians are coming across. They are so excited. Problem is, as usual, boats and
plane.
Yeah. But they are excited because, as you know, the Trinidad community is a huge steel pan lover community. And so they are all looking forward to the event. And we're going to start it great. And coming after Panorama, then I must put a plug in for that. We have BP Renegades and Massey Trinidad All Stars will be here to join in the pan and powder.
I was now going to ask about the pan and powder. Pan
and powder is a great event, you know, in Trinidad, in South San Fernando, and also we are looking to go to the east of Trinidad this year with pan and powder. And so Tobago has its own pan and powder, which is going to be another massive event, and with all those bands again. I mean, you cannot have Carnival without you have the steel pan in it. It's a big, significant component of the celebration. Pan is Trinidad and Tobago. It is our national musical instrument. And I am so proud that Tobago is holding its own as a brand, the Panorama brand, which is the Tobago Panorama, THA Tobago Panorama. Listen, in St. Lucia, Panorama is a big thing across there, and they only have 4 bands.
Right.
Wow.
only have 4 bands, but each band they're allowed to play just a warm-up piece, and then they go into the competition piece. Grenada is doing it, Antigua is doing it, and these islands look forward to us providing them with technical advice, with judges, with a number of our players go across. And it is the same thing that is happening now. So now players are coming across and being a part of what we have to offer all Trinidad and Tobago. So when I talk about the economics of packets already started, it's how this will benefit because when the players come, you have to put them up. These food service providers. So it has already started in terms of the benefits that come down to the small man. The man who's selling the chow in the panyard, the lady who's selling the bacon shack, the lady who's selling the fries and the wings in the night. So you provide opportunities for the drill masters, and everybody will benefit. So when a band receives its prize, it's really, really, really going to trickle back to every single player, every single drill master, whoever arranger come to brush up on whatever people forget, and going down the transportation, the man who paint in the rack, the man who weld in the rack. So it's a trickle-down effect. So I don't want when the technocrats, let me just say it, when the technocrats looking at the figure, don't look at it as though all our money for Pantry and Tobago. It's all the money that's going to trickle down in the economy. And all the money that you will receive because we attract a large audience. And so don't look at a price at 300,000. If you should know. Because it is not just appearing on stage. It is all that is taking place 2 months from the event in every single panyard throughout Trinidad, well, throughout Tobago, I should say. And so, as president, I am proud when I go to the panyard and I see all these young people. We are the gatekeepers. Let me look into the camera and say it. I don't know which one of the cameras, but I look into this one. We are the gatekeepers as leaders in our community space to sit in a panyard from 6 in the evening until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, ensuring that every single young person that passes through that space is safe. That is an invaluable contribution. So you can't pay the steel band man. So don't look at the amount that is on the prize for the prizes, because we work extremely hard. We too play a role in the governance of this country. And as such, today's budget day, we look
that's right, put that plug in there.
Put the plug in. We look forward to all that we, deserve in terms of the work that we do. So it's Panorama, Tobago, it's your time. Let us build this product as we start a fresh new approach to Panorama on the island. And I really, really look forward to see all of you. Well, Tobago updates always in everything. Well, they like salt fish. They like salt.
Mrs. Ramsey-Moore, we talk all kind of thing about Pan in Tobago, the activities, but we ain't talk no money yet, In terms of like entrance fee, cost for the public.
So
both events.
$150 is for Panorama. I know people love to ask for complimentary tickets. Oh God, or just pay and support the Pan Man this time now. For the first event, pay and support the Pan Man. Because let me tell you something. I see, and the people who are asking for complimentaries are the people who could afford it.
All the time.
They want the complimentary, they get up in the complimentary box, they drink, they eat, and everything for free. And the pan man in the panyard struggling every night, playing, learning notes.
For their entertainment.
Come on. Yeah. So for this one, Tobagonians and Trinidadians don't call the president for the complimentary. So the show starts at 6 p.m. pre-show. And then the competition aspect of it starts at 7. And I really, really tell you, it is going to be great. As you know what the Carnival does, so we will lined up on the streets. I mean, we have been working closely with the police. I want to compliment the region for doing a fantastic job, the Tobago region and the staff of the region. Pantry and Tobago will, of course, send the staff as necessary and to provide the support. It is not just the teaching. We are building an international product. because we want it to grow and grow and grow. And so by the time the airport opens, I hope it's opening soon,
Everybody.
by the time it opens and we have those international flights, I mean, I go to Panorama around the world, you know. I've been to Canada, I've been to New York, all around the world where we are invited to participate, we go. So that is why I am excited about the Tobago Pan Omega, the brand.
Right.
I am excited because I know this is a start, but I know it is going to grow, and it provides an opportunity to keep our bands active here in this space. We don't have as much opportunity as some of the bands in Trinidad. We don't have corporate Tobago pumping any kind of... Every single band in Tobago should be wearing somebody's brand. Everyone for this Pan Omega. So as we continue to demonstrate the goodness and the goodwill, for 2026, I am hoping, Pan Omega, I am hoping that together with the region and with our leaders here, which is our area representatives, those who are there, we'll be able to somehow convince corporate Tobago to invest in the steel bands, invest in the community, invest in every young person that you see playing the national musical instrument.
And you know, I want to endorse this because I have seen the impact of things like PAN. You know, as you mentioned, invest in the young person, and you spoke earlier about being in the PAN yard from 6 p.m. to 2:30 to ensure that they are safe. And not just to ensure that they are safe, but to provide a space where they feel as if they can be themselves, they can relax, and not in trouble, and on the corner with the pusher man, you know. I'm in a space where I'm learning a skill, where I'm learning discipline. You know, so it's all of these things that you can really identify from being in a panyard, being under the discipline and the instruction of somebody who is teaching you a skill. And you also mentioned the fact that we lend our skills to different islands, technical support.
That's right.
And these are things that are, to me, in my own interpretation, strengthening the brand of the pan.
Of course.
You know, and ensuring that we have a product that can stand up to international standards. And so I must say kudos to Pan Trinbago, kudos to all the persons who have seen the importance of the pan. And as you mentioned, I do hope that the powers that be see that we are trying to establish something that we can really be proud of and hold ownership to here in Trinidad and Tobago. So corporate TNT, we're calling on you guys, government agencies, whoever you are, pan is ours. So let us continue to make it beautiful and make all the resources that we need available. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers this morning?
All right, so it's an exciting time. Today is Monday. We are building into Tobago Carnival. And so obviously the week has started off on a very bright note because I am here. So it's a bright note. So it's Monday, then it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's Thursday. Visit your panyards in your community. Carry something for the young people, even if it's water, even if it's juice, just go there. And by Friday night, every panyard will be hot like Panorama fire. Pan Omega fire, I should say. And then on Saturday morning, Scarborough will be transformed. One side of the road, bands will be there, all the racks, everything well decorated. And then the event starts. I want to remind all my good Tobagonian friends and Tobagonian pan lovers and our Trinidadians and those regional persons around the world who will be coming home. Pan Omega will be fantastic on Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. $150. There are tickets available online, and also there are tickets at the Tobago Region's office. So today I want to see a big rush in the Region's office, which is at
Canby.
Not Canby. We are in Scarborough right now by TLH building, yes. Okay. Upstairs TLH building. The Region's office is there. You go up there and buy your tickets. For this entire week, we want to see all tickets, just as in Trinidad. Don't let your Trinidadians outdo you Tobagonians. Yeah, when you remember we have to put up and say tickets sold out. So by Wednesday, I want to hear tickets sold out in Tobago for Pan Omega. So see you there. The president is awaiting you with the members of the Tobago region, the chairman, Karen Fletcher, and all the others. So we await you at Pan Omega on Saturday.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Mrs. Beverly Ramsey-Moore, president of Pan Trinbago, as we prepare for Pan Omega taking place this Saturday right here on the beautiful island of Tobago. Come one, come all. Make sure you have your tickets in hand and support what we call the best instruments in the world. Oh gosh, in the world.
In the world.
It's the sweetest thing, when you hear some little pan music, you just can't help but to shake a leg. So support the instruments, support the movement, and support the improvement of what we know as our sweet, sweet steel pan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, but we don't end our programming here. We head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago, and we do hope that you can stay with us. As you say, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.